News First, Newsline with Faraz Shauketaly.
And a wonderful morning to you. This is Newsline, live as always from the Newsfirst studios in Dawson Street in Colombo. And this wonderful morning, on this beautiful island of ours, I'm joined by Staff DIG Priyantha Jayakody of that wonderful establishment known as the Sri Lanka Police Force. Very good morning to you, DIG.
Good morning, Faraz.
It's actually lovely to have you on our program.
Thank you.
And I'm very happy that you turned up here. And we had a police spokesperson on Pathika earlier, and Bandula has done his number there.
Yes.
Now then, I was wondering, DIG Priyantha Jayakody, if you could tell me, is there a crime wave going on in our country?
Yeah, Faraz, it's a very timely needed question. There's a big talk among the general public within media. They talk about this very big crime wave.
Yeah.
But we are maintaining statistics at the police headquarters.
Yeah.
We have categorized 26 heads of crime as grave crimes.
Okay.
All the crimes including murder, rape, housebreaking, robberies, cheating, everything comes under this 26 head of crimes.
Yeah.
When you are comparing this reporting pattern of these crimes,
Yeah.
since 2000 up to 2017,
Yeah.
I have brought the figures. In 2000, the total number of crimes reported in the island was 52,871.
Okay.
Yes. Now the so-called, under the so-called crime wave, in 2017, that means the last year, it was 35,976.
So it's getting safer.
Yes, yes,
So
it
the
is.
country's
But the
getting
there's a problem. I will.
There's a but.
I will explain it.
Right.
But according to the statistics, it's a decrease of crime. But someone can make an allegation saying that police are not reporting crimes. But you know, there's the crime of murder. Murder you can't hide anywhere according to this system of the law, because you will have to do the post-mortem, and you will have to hand over the body to the owners of this particular person.
Yeah. Yeah.
On this basis, no one can say whether we can suppress the murder.
Yeah.
Now, according to our statistics, year 2000, it was 1,711.
Right.
In 2017, it was 452.
Right.
But this is, you will have to add this, because during the 2000, there were some murders happened in the north and east.
So we don't know about
Yeah. But certainly the pattern of crime is very much equal with the pattern of murder wave. Then no one can say, no one can argue there's a big crime wave. But today, you have the pattern of you have the reporting ability of crime is very high. Because now if any incident happen a far interior place like Potuville or Kankasanture, it's a matter of couple of seconds it comes to the media because of the social media. Then social media, the local electronic media extract the social media, and because reportability of the crime has increased very much.
Right.
The second thing, brutality of the crime increased little, because we can't forget that we are in a country with the post-war scenario. From 1974 until 2009, in different part of the island, sometimes in the south and north and east, we had a prolonged conflict, the prolonged war. And after this post-war scenario, most of these countries face for this situation because people got used to the gun culture. Some of the society, part of the society was really baptized by the gun culture.
Is that because people have lost faith in the police? And
No, it is not that. It is not that. We increased the military for a certain amount, and the recruitment process was not that much sharp because of the requirement even to military, to the police. But some of them have deserted the service, and most of these the robberies, and where the armed robberies, arms involved, we can see the similarity of involvement of the forces deserters as well as some police officers. But we can't forget, and the firearms are freely available because during this war, most of these terrorist organizations had enough firearms, and after the war, some of it has leaked to the normal society. But it's a matter of spending a couple of rupees to buy a firearm for the credit. But we can't forget these things because most of these countries face for such a situation after the post-war
So
scenario.
what you're saying is it's not at an alarming level. It's there.
No, I'm not saying that, because as a police officer, as the Sri Lanka police, we are doing our level best. Now we have deployed 42 STF camps around the island, and STF was established in 1983 as a paramilitary unit of Sri Lanka police, and they are doing a marvelous job. They are involving in combating crimes, protecting nature, and so many activities, unsocial activities, and they are doing their job. And especially for these curbing underworld organizations, STF involved with local police. And we are doing our level best. Sometimes there are setbacks.
Right.
But the another problem is when any crime happens, it's published on the first line of the newspapers and the NEWSLINE, your TV channel, everything. But after we solved it, within another 2-3 days time, it's a stale news for them. And they publish it in a very small way. Now comparing with our crime solving pattern, now in 2017, it was 78%.
So now again, you're telling the media off for not highlighting all your successes.
No, not I'm accusing, I'm urging.
Yes,
because media is also part of this society.
But DRG, but I would like, because it's always impossible, almost impossible, because as the police spokesperson said on my colleague's program on Pathikada, he gets over 1,000 calls a day. It's not possible to answer all the calls. That's true. But why can't we have a website which is constantly updated, not something old-fashioned where it's updated on the day that it's launched and the minister comes and presses a button, and then after that everybody forgets about it. Now, for example, your online complaints procedure, I have used it myself. I have had on one occasion excellent service because after I complained, they contacted me. There's another one I've put in. It's gone months and months. Nobody's ever called me. I've forgotten all about it now. Right, so it seems to me that it doesn't work.
Yes, for us, because we have utilized a lot of funds for these.
Right.
And this is the transitional period for these electronic world comes to the policing.
Yeah.
Now in developed world, different part of this world, these electronic systems had become very necessary requirement.
But even now...
now you see, now 119 is introduced to police in 2000 decade.
Right.
But it's very effectively working.
Right.
I am not saying that this is perfectly working, 100%. But you see now this Mathara robbery.
Yeah.
Mathara robbery, the people whom were kept inside this place, one person able to give a call to 119. Within couple of minutes, they respond it.
What about this Anuradhapura safe thing? That was a funny case, the Anuradhapura thing, because apparently these guys have spent 3 days cutting open the safe.
You can't exactly say, because it is on the very primary investigation level. Right. You can't say whether they will spend 1 day, 2 day or 3 days. It is too premature to discuss at this level. But definitely, I will assure you, within very short period, we are in a position to solve this crime, because we are on the good track. CID is involving. This job was entrusted to...
How do you start this crime? How do you... Somebody's come and shot somebody and gone. How do you start tracking the guy down?
No, there are different way of handling crime investigation.
Right.
Now there are physical evidence. We'll have to, but not only solving the crime, we'll have to produce this case in courts with ample evidence.
Let it stand up in court.
Yes, because as a trained police officers, most of them are very much trained for this, because we have launched so many international programs and local programs to train them for crime investigation. There's a pattern of handling this thing with the assistance of the technology. Now technology is playing a very vital role in crime investigation these days. We have introduced new systems like automated fingerprints information system,
that's good.
arrest monitoring information system, because all these things have introduced to police within 5 years period. But we are on the little level, but we are day by day we are increasing it. Now those days, when a person were given fingerprints, it takes to 3 weeks to 4 weeks time for get the report. Now within 3 seconds you can get it. Now if a person arrested in a far back place in Point Pay to say, he was arrested at 10 o'clock, it's a matter of taking his fingerprints to Kankasanture headquarters station. From there we can transfer it electronically to the main database at Colombo, and within 3 minutes it will be response whether this person is in our database, whether he is a criminal, whether he is wanted. Because these are the new things introduced, but we are in a very small level in these things.
What about police reports then? Why do they?
Now police report, that's a good question. Police reports now definitely within 5 working days we are able to issue, because even that 5 days we take, because we'll have to do a lot of other institution like the identification branch.
I've got 2 young men, young people working at us who just started their working career.
Yes.
And we've had to wait months and months for this thing.
Can't be.
Yes. They also wanted us to send a letter from us, but I don't see why we should send a letter.
Because for us, we are having 85,000 members in this country, one of the largest organization where the human resources are involved. And we have 490 police stations. Because there may be 1 or 2 isolated incidents.
So
but
let's say
talking
that this is
generally. Even yesterday I checked this matter from the particular institution where they handle.
So let me ask you this very quickly about that point. Is it the right of any citizen of this country to go to their local police and ask them for a police report?
Exactly.
Right. They don't have to bring a letter and say why they want it or who wants it or anything like that?
No, they want it because their requirement is they have to mention whom to address this. We can't just say that whom it may concern.
Right.
Because there should be a particular person who requests this letter. When we produce this letter, there are 2 ways. One, the local police issued the local report by checking their police station details. But if you need it to go for overseas or something, it is little complicated because you'll have to send to the police. There's a special unit at police headquarters. Then we'll have to contact this intelligence, then we'll have to contact with the people's identification department for their identity card, the authenticity of their identity card, like that. It takes about 5 days, definitely, I'm assuring you.
Okay, fine. Now, everybody out there, you heard it, so there you go. Now then, a viewer from Kalutara says that, a viewer from Kalutara, Tevara Peruma demanded STF must salute and serve him. Isn't that the joke?
No. The way of saluting is something to indication of the identification. Now as a layman, when you meet a person or friend or whatever it is, we just say hi. And put your wave or something. But in the uniform, you have to do it in the smart way. That is why the saluting starts. Because saluting has done obviously from your own this thing. No one can demand it. It is something like that.
So if I see you and I do that, that's all right.
Yes.
But if the policeman is guarding, let's say,
some people thinks that it's a matter of prestige. It is not that. It is when you are in a uniform to show your gratitude, to show you.
I have a problem, DIG. When I see a police officer, whether he's a constable or whether he's the IGP, I have a certain respect for that person, for the union, for the uniform, for the institution. And then I find it completely abhorrent when I see other officials getting out of a car, for example, and the policeman who's assigned to protect him He's carrying his files, he's carrying his laptop and all that, and Mahathir is just walking ahead.
Yes.
It's not his personal property. This is the state providing security, and not to carry a laptop or your files.
For us, we can't forget that we are a country in the eastern part of the world.
Yeah.
And sometimes, because as I told you, there are 85,000 members in police,
Yeah.
and we are serving people in different caliber. That person who is there as a layman to get the requirement is for providing security, he should know how to use his personal security officer, and the personal security officer also should know how to behave and how
yes,
to
but
protect.
if he refuses, can you just imagine the scenario? That chap say, "Oh, sorry sir, there
are so many instances.
Then what will happen? That fellow will get transferred to Kites or to Delft.
Definitely nothing. You can't just transfer police officers like the previous time. Now now everything comes under the police commission.
Right.
It is very transparent.
Right.
Now you can't transfer a person just on the request of anyone. That is, I will assuring you, after introducing this 19th amendment to the Constitution, police is very impartial. Because all the police transfers, everything happened through the police commission.
Is there a lot of brutality inside when you are doing investigations?
That means...
As in, do the suspects get attacked and hammered and slapped?
Sometimes, because this not happen only in Sri Lanka, not in the eastern part of the world, even West. I think I can draw your attention for these American people who handle these X-ray camp.
In Guantanamo Bay.
Guantanamo, then the X-ray camps in Iraq and all. But these are different from person to person.
Right.
Because we can't say that we are 100% out of torture, we are 100% out of brutality. Some incident happen, and especially police officers have to get involved with the people whom are in different mentality.
Do you think the police will take action against Teva Perumal?
Definitely.
For obstructing the
No, we have
STF?
to probe into this incident. So far it is on the very primary level. If it is come, because we have taken a lot of actions against the politician. It's not the matter of whether it's a politician, whether it's academics, or whether it's a layman, it's an ordinary person. It's not that. Because now it is on the very primary level. We have taken so many actions against the politician. It's not a new thing to the police.
Right. Now then, how big a problem is politicians demanding the transfer of police officers doing their duty properly? Recently, an imbecile politician sat in the middle of the road outside a police station because a cop didn't force a petrol station to open in the middle of the night.
Yes. Yes, this incident should be probed into this incident, and we have recorded all the evidence, and if there are any breach of law, definitely the action will be taken against this politician or whoever it is.
And moving on to traffic matters, I notice when I travel around, there's certain times of the mornings, in peak times, there are lanes kept for the buses. But believe me, DIG, they come all over the place. They're cutting me up, they're doing this and they're doing that. My pressure's going up, I got 4 stents, and I fear that I might have to have another one just to deal with these bus drivers. Why do they not, why are they getting away with it? Are the police not, the traffic police, a little bit, do they have a little deal going with them?
No,
or what? What's
definitely,
happening?
definitely not for us.
Yeah.
Because when you are comparing with the other problems, traffic also had become a big problem of this country.
Yes, very big.
The amount of vehicle increased 10 times.
Yes.
10 times than the previous. Then day by day it is increasing. Now most of the people having 1 or 2 vehicles in their homes, even the motorcycle or 3-wheeler.
Can I ask you a quick question about driving licenses? Let's say I'm driving, but I've forgotten my driving license in my house or wherever. Right? Now, and I'm stopped by the policeman, traffic police. What's the formula?
If you are having a valid driving license, you will be charged for not carrying the...
But how do I prove that I have a valid license, but it's not with me?
You will have to produce your license which you have forgot at home or wherever it is, at the police station, and you can get off this charge, but only you will be charged for not carrying, because there's a requirement of carrying the driving license when you are driving.
Right.
It is
so how many days am I allowed to go and produce this thing?
Maybe within a couple of days you can produce it.
So they'll write you a ticket?
Definitely.
Right. And are they allowed to keep my ID with them?
No.
No.
ID cannot be taken as a production at
by
cost.
anyone. That's yours?
That's yes.
Even
No. Even the ordinary citizen who process their national identity card cannot be taken as a production.
Right. So the rule is, so they won't take your car away, or something like that?
No, if you are, there are certain offences, police can arrest the car. If you are driving under influence of liquor, we can't allow you to drive furthermore.
Quite.
If you are involving in the hit and run case or any accidents, sometimes there's a requirement of producing this before the examine of the motor vehicle, EMV. Under these circumstances, and if you are not in a position to prove that this car owned by you, or because there are so many stolen vehicles are flying. On some certain instance where police can take the car into the custody.
Right. Can we know as to why the OIC, who could not open a filling station in the middle of the night for a member of parliament, was transferred as demanded by the member of parliament? Was it political interference? He was transferred just before the no confidence motion against the Prime Minister, allegedly to get the MP's vote.
No. I am assuring you, normally the transfers happen according to the requirement of the police state, police department, Sri Lanka police. Because sometimes this happens in the consequences of some incident. But most of the times, because we always think that we don't want to make any conflict situation, and the police officers will be transferred, and sometimes they were given higher places where there's a requirement. But according to the requirement of the department, all these transfers happen with the connivance of the National Police Commission.
Right. Now then, community policing, how's that doing?
Yes, it's a very good subject to talk. Community policing is to be community to involve for policing. This is the system developed in certain countries, and it was functioning very well. Inspector General of Police, current Mr. Pujit Jayasundara, when he was an ASP, and he started this system in different areas where he served. Now, after becoming the Inspector General of Police, he is implementing this system with the whole island. This system was personally supervised by him. Community policing system is very smoothly functioning in this country with the blessing of the ruling authorities, because a lot of institutions involved. Yesterday we had a discussion with the Ministry of Health, how to protect these epidemics through this community, how to protect the area with the assistance of the community policing system. And it is, I should say that it is functioning very smoothly and in very high degree.
No interview with a police officer is ever complete without this question. What's happening to the drug scene in this country?
Yes, good question. Drugs has become another current...
It's a menace.
No, I should say. Now I have brought some details about the detections done during last 10 to 15 years. In year 2016, United Nations Organization of Drugs and Crimes, UNODC, has published the country report about the Sri Lanka. This is the international report. They never bias to anybody. This report says Colombo has become a hard task for drug peddlers. That is a very good sign for combating drugs. Today we are involving in so many drugs detecting cases, and Narcotic Bureau as well as the local police with the assistance of other organizations, we are trying our level best to curb in the drug situation, because this situation leads to so many crimes.
DIG, what happens to all these drugs that are being confiscated and arrested?
It is also brought to the notice of the public in certain forums. But definitely I am assuring you, not a single drop of drugs will release back to the society after detecting. It was well secured and destroyed.
Where do you keep it?
It's because this drug is a part of the production.
Yeah.
Because you will have to produce this to the courts, and you will have to prove the case beyond reasonable doubt.
Right.
After the court case, this destroyed. You can see a couple of months back there was a big drug destroying process happened in Katunayaka, and they have taken it to Putlam and destroyed it. Because I am assuring you, I am very much saying these things, but not a single drop of drug will release back to the society after detecting illegal.
Our viewers obviously don't like bus drivers, because they're saying, how come you let the bus drivers go scot-free? Do you turn a blind eye? Are you scared of them?
No, not at all. Bus drivers are some, because even yesterday I faced this bad situation, because some bus drivers, among the bus drivers have a competition to go for more passengers.
Yes, but is that not at our expense?
Yes, we are definitely charging them. We are definitely charging them. Traffic police officers are doing a very hard job when they are on duty, because when you are on the road for 1 hour, you will realize what sort of difficulties they are facing with the smoke, dust, heat waves and other things.
I remember DIG in charge of traffic, and his name is Lucky something. Pires? Lucky Pires?
Yes.
Is he retired now?
No, yes. He's retired, and he's passed away couple of...
Oh, well, he did a wonderful job when he was...
Yes, a lot of police officers. You can talk not only Mr. Lucky Pires, there are some certain, Mr. Perimpanaga, there are so many good traffic officers whom had worked for police during the past, and even now the current police officers are doing, because we can't forget that we are in Sri Lanka, because we'll have to think everything comparatively. We can't just compare the Sri Lanka and the London, but we are trying our level best to serve to the people with the resources that were given to us. And
does the police rules, your rules, does it forbid you from doing business?
No.
You can own any business you want.
You can, according to the establishment code, some legitimate business like involving, there are some, but totally not only the police officer, as a government servant, you are not allowed to involve in the business.
Right. So would it be okay if a traffic policeman owned a bus, for example?
No, because sometimes not that traffic police officers, his family members may have, but according to these rules and regulation of this country, especially the asset declaration, you will have to declare that. And then
serious crime, and I also see these children getting involved. Now we had a case of a 6-year-old girl. We had that thing. Is that your figures? Is that showing that it's increasing?
No, it is.
Why are these things happening anyway?
No, it is totally a mental issue.
Right.
Because child abuse happened in all part of the world, not only Sri Lanka. But for the Sri Lankans, it's a new experience. We have the very effective Children and Women's Bureau, comes under a lady police officer. Under the leadership of Mr. Pujit Jayasundar, he appointed lady police officer as a director of the Children and Women's Bureau.
On average, last and final question, on average, what is the time period, usually, average, to bring a murder conviction? Between charging and conviction?
It depends with the judicial process.
Yeah.
We can complete the investigation according to the gravity of the crime within very short period. Most of this evidence were recorded, all the physical evidence can be collected and produced, and we have to send this file to the Attorney General's Department for indictment.
Ah, there's the problem. Does the files get stuck in the AG's department?
Sometimes. Now we have launched a new program coordinating with the Attorney General's Department to sort out this problem and to expedite the indictment process.
Well, oh goodness me, these buses stories going on, there's various questions. Why can't the police ban air horns, etc.? Ask the DIG how many traffic violations. No, we've run out of too much time for all these questions, but the DIG, Priyantha Jayakody, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you, Faraz. Thank you very much for you and the MTV channel to give us this opportunity to talk to the public about our view about this crime.
We absolutely love you. You can come here at any time, and our network is all yours. And especially when it comes to helping to spread the message to the people of the country who are actually, we work for the people. It's always a great pleasure to be able to help.
Yes.
And wish you and the police force. Oh, by the way, we're going to have a new IGP soon?
No.
The term's still there?
Yes,
well,
according to the Constitution.
Well, then we must have the IGP come on our program.
Yes.
On this program.
Yes,
I'll send a fax then.
Yes, thank you.
Good. We'd always love to have IGP here. We went horse riding.
He's always the man with this media. He is never
He's
here
media
to
man.
face for the media.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much, DIG Priyantha Jayakody.
Thank you.
Real pleasure having you here. And that's the way it was on Newsline, Tuesday, the 3rd of July, 2018. Take care. God bless.
News First, Newsline with Faraz Shauketaly.